Some light. He got charged.
Yep.
Okay.
He on the way in.
So Will got charged.
He did.
When you found that out?
On the news this evening, he got charged with, I think, battery.
Damn. For real? How?
It would have been a more aggressive charge
If he would have pressed charges,
if Chris
actually.
Rock would have pressed charges. Yep.
He was good for not pressing charges. I'm proud of him for that. See,
Chris Rock come from the hood. He ain't gonna press charges over a little slap.
he disagrees with the slap. Just to put that out there.
Right?
So why is it that do you disagree with him, like, taking up for Jada, or is it just the way he did it?
Man, it's just the way he did it. He could have took up for his woman, but his wife, but he acted too impulsively. And you don't slap no grown man, especially you.
You think it was real?
Was it real? And that's the thing. He had been teaching some little boy, I don't know what show that was, but he was teaching this little guy how to fake slap in a movie. So he kind of like showed him how to fake slap somebody.
Yeah. And that's like his thing. Like,
but you can't just slap people, out of impulse.
Yeah. You think it make the black community look bad?
It does, because everybody condoned his actions afterwards. Like,
okay, wait. So what do you think reflected the black community worse? Him making the joke about Jada in front of all those white folks? Because we all know what the Oscars is for.
Right.
Or Will getting up and going to slap him for that?
I'll say it reflected the community in more of a negative way by him getting up, slapping him, because that's black on black violence.
But wouldn't that like say black on black violence is like black on black crime is really actually a real thing whenever white on white crime is at the same rate, but no one says white on white crime.
White on white crime is never talked about. You never hear about it. But
they use that toward us.
Of course, because they expect us to act a certain way, and when we don't, we become bored.
My question to you is, should this situation with Will and Jada be something that's to bring awareness around black women? Do you think it has brought some kind of awareness to you? Or to any of the black men that you're around, do you feel like it opened their eyes up to anything? Or did the whole Will thing just take away the whole lesson that could have been learned?
It did, because most of the black men that I talked to, they're just like, man, he shouldn't have did that. He was out of line. All of the stuff that he's saying now. The phone just started moving. That compressor made it move. The situation was ongoing. And that's the situation now. It's always an ongoing situation as far as like how black men are looked at and perceived, and they're judged off of their actions, because now Will's success was just something built over, man, I don't know, 30, 40 years. And all it takes is one incident to tear all that down. So everybody's going to look at him.
So you heard what Denzel said in his speech and everything? Because I didn't see that. I didn't get to see that part, but I heard.
No, I didn't hear his speech or anything, but Will did reference that Denzel told him that, the higher you get, the more people are going to come at you, the more devils going to come at you and stuff like that. But
yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
You got to learn to control yourself, especially for two main reasons: for the platform that he was on, and for the prestigious actor that he has become over the years. He's always made these controversial type movies, and it could be a publicity stunt, because the movie he came out with, Concussion, it was so controversial that the people didn't want him to go to the Super Bowl. Now he's a A-list actor, and because of a movie, they say he can't go. So I mean, if they gonna hold him against him for making a movie that's a true documentary, man, he's not gonna be able to like live that down for that action. But I don't know. It just seems kind of like one-sided because.
What about these arguments surrounding? Because a lot of every time it's something black, it's always black men versus black women. Like,
yeah.
Or if it's just a black man and everybody's just like, okay. But anything else is like black men versus black women because we think differently. We can't help that. We've been conditioned to think differently.
Right.
So
we're different species. We're supposed to think different.
Yeah, also that too. We're different species. Of course, it's different between black men and women. Right. So right now, there's a bunch of black men that will say, "Oh well, F Jada, they don't even care that she got alopecia or nothing like that because of the whole thing with August Alsina, like
her little fling."
But they have said in the relationship constantly
it was open.
That it was open, that it was okay. She was okay to do it, and that was that. So can you have because like I feel like the men want to continue to have as much respect as possible for Will, but none for Jada.
Right. Because I don't know. It's because he's like the whole open relationship thing. Hers got put on on mainstream because she dealt with a famous singer. We'll probably have some episodes too or whatever, but he probably just didn't get a actor or a celebrity. So him acting in a way in defense for his wife, they kind of agreed with him just because he's like, he just didn't do anything. He's a good guy. He's doing a good thing. And I mean, as far as somebody saying like he took up for his wife, it's like how? Or what was the scenario? Because it doesn't like just write off his actions because he did a noble gesture. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just conducive to your actions and your behavior, the type of person that you are. Because if he was just this, household puppy dog type of guy and this and that, man, ain't no way he was gonna go up there and act the way he did. Because the first comments, like it was kind of just like a reflex type of thing. People were just like, oh well, he didn't slap that guy that she was with.
Yeah.
She didn't have a problem.
He better wait. They was like, he mad now, he gonna be mad in August too. Like the joke.
I mean, because if he went in defense for his wife, then that singer didn't do anything to upset, Jada. So it wasn't nothing as far as like her being like.
Okay, so then last question. So Jada lacking respect from the black men side of the black community, whereas she used to be like one of y'all A-listers, like
definitely. Definitely.
What like used to be like Megan Good, but Megan became good or whatever. Right. But then they just got divorced or whatever. But
I don't know that.
Yeah, they're separated. As far as Jada goes, though, and generally speaking, right? These are our leaders now. Jada dated some of the top tier men in the industry. Well, she has dated the top tier men in the industry. Is there something that they see in her that black men can learn or see about Jada that maybe Tupac or Will or whoever, I'm pretty sure there's more of them, but two main ones, very respected people, respect the hell out of her.
Yeah, that's quite possible. But, it just seemed like that Jada's becoming a different person. I mean, she's just painted to be someone that is different, and it's kind of just erratic, Of course, like her personal
It's hard
life,
to understand.
Yeah, and it's just like, like you mentioned Tupac. Her and Tupac was real close. And I remember seeing them.
He was a weird character.
Yeah, he was just, he he just said whatever was on his mind. You know, he spoke his mind, and he was real passionate about what he believed in, and as far as like people and their actions and being accountable. He didn't care about how he was looked at, because, you know, if it needed to be said, he was gonna say it regardless of how people felt about it. And that just kind of seemed like that's where Jada's kind of like, you know, kind of merged into now. But it's just that.
You think she'll still get her stars at the end of the day?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, she hasn't done anything wrong. Like, but at the same time, she got Will seem like he's like a puppet. You know, he's kind of just, oh, well, I gotta do whatever, this and that. And then he kind of discredited his movie that he just, you know, starred in with playing Venus and Serena's father. And he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
They always said he was acting crazy and this and that. So it's like, man, did you take your role home with you, or what? Or is it personal, or what is it? It's like,
Yeah.
It's like you can't just do anything and just be overlooked.
Mm.
Because we're all human, we all make mistakes. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Blow it up.
It's just tough to be kind of just characterized as like one type of person, and you just stay like that.
Everybody has layers.
Yep.
Everybody has so many layers. It's up to me what layer I want to choose to show your ass.
Right. Right.
I'm aggravated today. You know?
Right.
I'm at work. I'm happy all the time, but today, don't talk to me.
Right. Right. And that's just one of the things, like, I believe that men shouldn't, you know, act or react off of their emotions. I say they don't have that luxury because, you know, we have to take a lot. And, you know, for the most part, women have been tabooed as the ones that react off of their emotions and stuff like that, which I feel like that might be okay. Women and children, but, you know, men, they just can't do that. You know, you just have to keep it kind of suppressed.
None, I wouldn't say suppressed. More like just really, because y'all really do need to learn how to get into, because you can't just knock out emotions like they're not. It's a part of your body. Like, it's a part of your whole physiology.
It is. It's part of your body in such a way that if you do act off of everything. But then
your circumstances too are going to, you know, determine that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just acting with, like, you know, just out of impulse.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of things happen to men, especially black men, you know, so they have to understand how to, like, kind of like channel that negative into, you know, positive.
I think we on the road toward figuring that out in a healthy way, though, because I think it's been so much like keeping y'all from being able to really explore who y'all are and just having, you know, like that one layer you were talking about.
Right.
So I think that since we having these conversations now, eventually we'll get to a point where it's like, okay, this is how we can start. This is how we can raise our black men. This is how we can raise our black women, and this is what we can teach them and show them as far as mental health and the body and where they need to go. Giving them all the information they need, because right now everybody's just kind of all over the place. But I think this is the step up that we're going to get to have for once. Is us rebuilding our, you know, little dynasty.
You have to, you know, in order to create that legacy that people want to be proud of and for it to continue to flourish, they have to understand, like, mentally, psychologically, and physically, you have to break those chains that are negative, that keep you stuck in a certain position, to where you just feel like this is the only alternative that I have. And it doesn't have to be like that. You just have to explore yourself and just think on a physiological, mental, and physical way. Because, you know, if Will would have sat there and he wouldn't have responded or whatever, you know, his wife was gonna be mad. You know, people try to say that, or feel that, you know, women are always kind of starting up stuff, keeping up stuff, stirring stuff, biblical days.